Here is a piece of information that I have never shared openly across the internet with anyone. Did you know that I was almost sued by Bruce Lee's family, his estate? Yes, I was almost sued back in 1995. I owned a school in the early 90s, my first school, and I decided that I was going to host my first martial arts tournament. And I entitled that tournament the Bruce Lee Memorial Tournament. Mind you, it said Bruce Lee Memorial Tournament. The whole premise behind the tournament was to pay homage to the man that was responsible for me beginning martial arts in the first place. Bruce Lee was my inspiration, and most people that know me already know this. And I'm not the only one, but I'm only telling Brother Teacher's story. So, I dedicated this regular open martial arts tournament to Bruce Lee, and I called it the Bruce Lee Memorial Tournament in dedication to him, a fallen martial arts master and a renowned martial arts master across the world. Anyway, I mailed out, passed out hundreds of flyers. This was before the popularity of the internet. So I did a lot of this through snail mail. I mailed, passed out, announced to every martial arts school that I was aware of and that I knew in the city and outside the city and so forth, and my associates are around the country. I pushed this tournament. And FYI, a lot of people don't know this either. One of my friends contacted Dan Inosanto, Bruce Lee's student, and asked him if he was coming. And Dan's response was, he didn't know me. That's what he said. So I've never held that against him, but I felt a certain way at the time, and I don't hold it against him today. But I thought it was very disrespectful, and I thought it was inappropriate for someone in the martial arts community, especially in the prominent position that he held, to make that particular statement. How do you get to know someone until you initially make that contact with that person? That's how we learn to know anyone, by initially making contact with them. And for him to make that statement, as I said, made me feel, a certain way. Now, with that said, getting back to the letter, after all of this word of mouth and letter mailing and passing out flyers and so forth, and me securing the facility that I was going to have the tournament at, I was going to, as I said, dedicate this tournament to Bruce Lee's memory. That's why it was called the Bruce Lee Memorial Open Martial Arts Tournament. So, the day before, kid you not, the day before my tournament was to happen, I received an overnight package, a letter from his estate, his lawyers of his estate, telling me to cease and desist, telling me that I did not have permission to use Bruce Lee's name and or his image, nor has anyone ever had permission to do that, to reap monetary benefit. So this alarmed me, and it excited me at the same time that I reached that far into the world and someone paid attention to me as it related to this particular event that I was holding. So I responded back to them and let them know who I was and what my actual intentions were, and that it was not to make money off of Bruce Lee's name. I told them that, I was an avid Bruce Lee follower and that I was an instructor, and I was just simply dedicating the tournament to his memory. And they left me alone. They understood. They accepted that. And the rest is history. To this day, as I'm speaking to you on YouTube, I still have that original letter in the original overnight mail envelope. Still have it. And it's locked away in my archives. One day I may make you privy to that. But anyway, this was just something that happened back in 1995, and it's part of the history of my life as it relates to Bruce Lee, and that's the closest I ever got to Bruce Lee himself, outside of the fact that I met Shannon some years later and so forth. But that was it. This is Brother Teacher. Let me know what you think about this story, and if maybe you have a similar story. I'm out.